We cannot spend the next 4 years, as we have spent much of the last 8, waiting for our luck to change.
Back now on the race, Senators McCain and Obama have dramatically different economic recovery plans. Here with me to argue the pros and cons of each, two top economists, Obama supporter Robert Reich, Secretary of Labor under President Clinton and Professor of Public Policy at UC Berkeley and author of Super Capitalism, The Transformation of Business, Democracy, and Everyday Life, and Douglas Holtz-Eakin, Senior Economic Advisor to the McCain campaign. Doug, let me start with you. When Senator McCain says we cannot spend the next 4 years as we have spent much of the last 8 waiting for our luck to change, what's he talking about?
Well, we have to take control of Washington. We have to control spending. It's been out of control for the past 8 years. And we have to have no more failure of oversight. We have to clean up Wall Street. We can't go on having large government-backed mortgage giants like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac pushing these risky subprime mortgages. There's a lot of work to be done, and John McCain believes that you should go to Washington and take on these interests, take on the failures of the past, and build a path to the future, which involves creating jobs for Americans, taking control of our energy future. Those are the agenda items.
A pretty clear swipe at the Bush administration, is it not?
Well, I mean, there are some failures that are in the record, and this is about the record of John McCain. It's about the needs of the American people and having a government that is responsive to those needs. And he's laid out a clear agenda of controlling spending so we can have low taxes, of opening trade so we can sell to the 95% of the consumers who are outside these borders, of having a health care policy that actually gets people in insurance and controls costs. Those are the items that the American people care about.
Right.
That's what the campaign is about.
This is also what Senator McCain said today in terms of tax policy. Let's play that.
You can look at the record of what he's done, or you can just go with your gut. But either way, you're left with the same conclusion. Senator Obama is going to raise your taxes, and this economy, raising taxes is the surest way to turn a recession into a depression.
Couple of points on this, Doug. First, does the senator believe we're in a recession now?
We're clearly contracting. This economy is in bad shape, and raising taxes is a bad idea. Senator Obama has two big problems. Number one, he's promising 95% of Americans a tax cut when under 50% are paying the income tax to begin with. The arithmetic doesn't add up. He's also promising to spend $860 billion, and how he would finance that, he's never been clear. And both of those claims, the claim for lower taxes and controlling spending, are at odds with his record. He's the most liberal senator in the U.S. Senate. He's voted for higher taxes 94 times. So he's got real problems with credibility on the tax front, and even what he's promising is bad for the economy.
On tax policy, we had Steve Pearlstein, the columnist with the Washington Post, on earlier, who said this. He said John McCain to say raising taxes on the upper 4% tax bracket is going to destroy jobs and turn a recession into a depression is ridiculous exaggeration. Tax policy is not what this is about. If you care about trying to manage a recession, it is not through tax policy. That sort of Republican knee-jerk answer. Response?
Well, I mean, Steve's got a point in that it's not just tax policy, but tax policy is important, and the ideological drive to raise those top tax rates catches in the crosshairs the small businesses that in this economy, a very weak and damaged economy, have created 331,000 jobs this year. Those top two tax rates hit the companies that create 56% of small business income. 84% of Americans work in small businesses. Why would you have the judgment to attack the one strong point in the U.S. economy? That is the question Barack Obama needs to answer.
All right, Douglas Holtz-Eakin, thanks very much from headquarters out there with McCain Palin in Northern Virginia.